Appropriate setting for a choir outing could there be than Whitby, and the old abbey ruins, standing where Caedmon wrote the first songs recorded in our history. Whitby Abbey, and nearby, the quaint old fishing village of Robin Hood's Bay, clinging to the edge of the Yorkshire moors. Take any day in spring and summer along our northern coasts, in the wide sweeping sandy bays, in secluded coves nestling peacefully between high headlands and sun-baked rocks. Or in the more popular resorts thronged with holidaymakers, you will find groups of happy people enjoying carefree leisure made possible by Wallace Arnold's private party service. Sleek cream coaches carry ladies' clubs, schools, Derby and Joan clubs, and private parties from churches and chapels to enjoy the countryside in all its changing moods. To the mellowing villages of Yorkshire, with their old world English charm, come works outings, bowling clubs and other social organisations, private parties who have chosen their own dates and times and type of destination, and who have left the rest to Wallace Arnold's. The historic beauty spots of the Dales have come within easy reach of city workers. This is Fountains Abbey. A half-day's outing from any of the West Riding towns can show us Bolton Castle, where Mary, Queen of Scots, was imprisoned for so many years. Or the famous little church at Haverholme in Upper Wharfdale. It's a happy thought that in a few hours you can reach the grey limestone hills of Wensleydale and see Samerwater, the largest natural lake in Yorkshire, where, legend has it, the devil engulfed a whole village. Or you can enjoy the tranquil beauty of the Lake District and visit Windermere and Grasmere, where the poet Wordsworth spent the happiest years of his life and where he wrote some of his finest poetry. This may not be quite the style of a Cambridge blue, but who cares? Whether at the seaside or on Windermere, whether you are seeking education or just jolly good fun, you'll enjoy it all the more if everything is arranged for you without fuss and bother. It's grand to escape from the tyranny of the clock for a few hours. With our modern transport at your service, your choice of place is now wider than ever, as you can see from these pictures taken on a Bulbfuse excursion to Spalding. Our drivers know the best spots to visit, often missed by the private sightseer. What a refreshing sight are these miles of gently waving colour. And here are some energetic young climbers. It's surprising what some people will do, so long as you don't call it work. You might think that Spartan types like these would spurn the deep, well-sprung Dunlopillo luxury of a Wallace Arnold coach, but don't you believe it. They maintain that the sooner, safer and more relaxed they are when they arrive, the better they can enjoy the thrill of high places. What they really mean is that they like a bit of comfort when no one's looking. A privately chartered coach can be at their disposal for the day, meeting them or setting them down at convenient points, while the ample luggage space comes in useful for bulky and sometimes muddy personal belongings. Have you ever considered what a powerful force a common interest can be? In amateur theatrical societies, in book clubs and music clubs, just as in this model engineering club, you will find miners and company directors, bakers and bankers meeting together 2 or 3 times a week to pursue their hobby. Such people are drawn together by a mutual interest. But there comes a day in the year, sometimes several days, when they want to get away together, the club's annual outing or summer outing perhaps. And this type of transport has its limitations. If you have to organize a day's outing for 30 or maybe 300 people, it can be quite a job. These do-it-yourself types don't know what they've let themselves in for. Well, if you must do it the hard way, you'd better start with a few maps and advertisements and plenty of time and enthusiasm, and not to mention a full packet of ammunition. That's better, get your jackets off to it. And a gazetteer will come in handy too. Surely you can find a place worth visiting when you have 40,000 square miles to choose from. And 2 hours later, they're still at it. And don't think you've finished yet. What about meals? You better ring Joe and see if he knows a place where we can get a meal. No. Well, Tom might help. Well, try someone else. Not on that day. Try this place. Can't manage more than a dozen. Now, what about this one? 8 and 6 ahead? No? Well, keep on trying. Ah, look, now that's the way we ought to have gone about it. Of course, a sensible man knows exactly what to do, and it takes him only 5 minutes. Instead of tackling all the groundwork himself, he writes to Wallace Arnold's and leaves it all to them. Then he takes the credit for being an efficient secretary. When you think of it, it's the obvious thing to do, because in these offices are people who have made it their job to provide just those facilities for which our two shirt-sleeved optimists were searching. As Mr. Barr, the chairman of Wallace Arnold Tours, will tell you,
here we have a staff with a great deal of experience in the planning and organisation of private hire parties. They have a large number of ready-made outings, which are routed to visit some of the most picturesque scenery.
These specialists can arrange tours to places of particular interest for individual people. They know the spots most likely to please, say, botanists or fishermen, the British Legion or young farmers. It may be that a school party wishes to visit one of the historical gardens open to the public, or an antiquarian society or photographic society may want a day at Byland Abbey and nearby Newborough Priory, or another of the many old houses of England. Wallace Arnold's fleet of more than 250 coaches is at your service. A modern coach is really something. Seats as comfortable as armchairs, warm travel rugs, wide observation windows, heaters and radio, vanity mirrors to peep into as you alight, and tasteful decor combine to make your travel the last word in efficient comfort. Our organisation staff are in constant touch with hotels and restaurants all over the country so that every trip will run smoothly and happily. Let's follow a typical one, to say Chatsworth House in the Peak District. As we arrive at the Derbyshire village of Baslow for lunch, the hotel sign reminds us that this has been in the estate of the Dukes of Devonshire for more than 400 years. The first house of Chatsworth was begun by Sir William Cavendish and his wife Bess of Hardwick in 1553. Bess of Hardwick was quite an enterprising woman. She had 4 husbands, but Cavendish was the only one by whom she had any children. In 1618, her second son was created Earl of Devonshire. 68 years later, the 4th Earl, who became the first Duke of Devonshire, began to make alterations to the Elizabethan house. When he began, he intended to alter only the south front, but he got so carried away with his ideas that, once started, no one could stop him until he had practically rebuilt the whole house. There were 2 further reconstructions and additions before Chatsworth House became the graceful edifice we know today, and to which thousands flocked from all parts of the country. In the painted hall are scenes from the life of Julius Caesar, and on the magnificent ceiling, pictures of his reception among the gods. The panels in the great library were painted by Verrio, and there are many priceless manuscripts and drawings by old masters. On the table by the door is the bronze head of Apollo, dug up in Cyprus and believed to date from 475 BC. The State Music Room reminds us of a more elegant age, before either music or furniture was mass-produced. No, Queen Elizabeth didn't sleep here, but George II died in this bed when the fourth Duke was Lord Chamberlain. The chapel wood carvings are the work of Watson, a gifted local craftsman. When the Duke of Devonshire visited the Tsar of Russia in 1826, he was shown a fountain in the gardens of the Imperial Palace that was claimed to throw the highest jet in the world. When he got back, he determined to go one better, and this, the Emperor Fountain, can throw a jet 250 feet high. As you wander around the beautiful grounds of Chatsworth House, you will agree that the Great Cascade is one of the outstanding features. Note the Cascade House, built in the classical style. Surrounded by the picturesque hills of Derbyshire, Chatsworth House is but one of the many stately homes of England that are open to the public and easily within the compass of a day's excursion. But some people would rather have something more exciting, so what about a day at Blackpool instead? And what about those extra special events you want to visit? Show jumping, for example, to be visited perhaps by a party from the country. For remember, our private hire service will carry you from anywhere to anywhere. Or that football match you want to see. Or Speedway. Out in the country, crowds also watch another type of dusty sport, motorcycle scrambling. And horse trotting, a new sport that's growing in popularity in England. In all these sports, whether on tracks near towns or out on the windswept moors, crowds watch, and they have to travel there and home again. Even the supporters of motor racing often travel by coach to distant events. They don't all come in their own cars. This is Aintree, where in the spring, equally large crowds come to watch another sort of racing, the Grand National. wherever your interests lie, however many there are in your party, Wallace Arnold can help to complete your pleasure. We won't take you with the speed of Sterling Moss or Mike Hawthorne, but we'll get you there and back safely and comfortably. And you'll be glad you chose Wallace Arnold's for your private party.